Hey, fellow pastors, McKay here with Cross-Tethered Preaching. And speaking of preaching, what is it? What is the goal of preaching? If we could answer that question, we would have an aim for every sermon we preach. So, how about this? The goal of every sermon is to glorify God by helping people come alive to the wonder, beauty, and transforming power of living in union with Jesus. I love that. But to preach that way, we have to start with the very core of the gospel itself, which is the doctrine of substitution. Jesus lived the perfect life we couldn't live, and he died the death we deserve to die, so that he takes our failing record, our F, and he gives us his perfect record, his A plus. And now, because of this grade exchange, we get to proclaim three glorious dimensions of grace in some form in every sermon. Number one is positional grace. This is justification, whereby in union with Jesus, believers are no longer defined by their past sins or their present struggles. We are declared fully, completely, and permanently as righteous as Jesus. Number two is relational grace. This is adoption. Justification is legal. Adoption is relational. So that God is not a disappointed, condemning judge. At the cross, the gavel was dropped, and we now receive his fatherly embrace. Think of the Father in Luke 15, running out to embrace his son and his sin-covered son, and covering him with a new robe, welcoming him home. So we have those two. We have positional grace, justification. We have relational grace, adoption. But we also have transformational grace. And this is what we call theologically sanctification. And we know that change, although we often treat it as mechanical, it is not mechanical. Jesus tells us in John 15:4 and 5, that actual change, fruitfulness, is organic. It's like a branch connected to a vine. That transformation happens as we rest our identity as fully forgiven, deeply loved children of God. And as we abide in that reality, then we are filled with the sap of the Spirit, who is the source of spiritual fruit. Think moral and spiritual change. So behavior modification, if that's our goal, that's going to use fear, guilt, pride to produce outward change. But preaching union with Jesus leverages the reconciling love of God to change believers from the inside out. So this Sunday, don't just preach for better external moral outcomes. Help folks come alive to the wonder of their union with Jesus and experience God's positional, relational, and transformational grace. Hope it's helpful. Again, my name is McKay with Cross-Tethered Preaching. Get more info at preach360.com.